Hey everyone, this is the first video of a series that's all about pumping and getting the best possible parse. I'm going to roughly cover the tactics and how to execute the fight while doing as much damage as possible. The footage in this video is from Futs, who makes content mainly about demonology warlocks. A link to his channel in the description below. Make sure to check it out. Now, in order to properly parse on Marrowgar, you'll want to pet pull him out of his room and despawn him. Then move on top of where he'll spawn, and as soon as he's up, you'll be ready to start attacking. Spending 2 or 3 seconds in combat while running in can lose you a lot of damage, so this will be a DPS increase. It's like Muru and Magister's Terrace all over again. You need a few players with some distance to the boss for the fires, but besides that everyone should stack inside his red circle. The fight only has 3 mechanics. The blue fire, which you just avoid. It does do a lot of damage however, so really do avoid it. Besides that, we also have the spikes and the bone storm. The first spikes comes after about 20 seconds. If you have a big AoE cooldown, it might be worth saving that until the spike comes, such as Starfall. Hitting 4 targets instead of 1 will likely make it worth waiting, with popping some of the cooldowns. The spikes have about 110k HP on 25-man heroic. When it comes to dealing with the spikes, 3 things matter. 1. How big of a damage loss is it for you to switch targets? 2. How good burst damage do you have? And 3. Do you have cleave cooldowns? Some classes basically shouldn't switch at all, such as Affliction Warlocks. Until the dots are in place, almost no damage is dealt, and by the time the dots are in place, the spikes should be close to finished anyway. However, the longer people stay spiked, the longer the fight will take, meaning the worse your parse will be. Unless it's a massive DPS loss switching to spikes, you should switch, even if you only care about parsing. Also, if the raid leader sees you actually doing mechanics, you might be prioritized for the biggest loot, which of course will help you parse. Also, if spikes are about to drop in a few seconds, you might want to wait with popping cooldowns. Getting spiked just as you pop them will also ruin your parse. Now, the better your burst damage, the more important it is for your own parse to actually switch targets. Like said, if people stay spiked, the fight will take longer and your parse will be worse. If you have cleave abilities such as Blade Flurry or Starfall, you obviously want to use that for spikes. Also, save your sapper charges for the spikes. Hitting 4 targets is simply way better than only hitting 1. Melee should cleave down the spike in melee range, or the spikes, and casters should always go for the ones that are furthest away immediately. Everyone loses when melee have to run out of the boss to do damage to spikes. Finally, Bone Storm deals quite some damage. If you go in as a melee without a defensive cooldown, you're likely going to drop. So if you have a defensive cooldown, save that for Bone Storm. Otherwise, do whatever you can to squeeze in more damage as he's storming about. Maybe even shoot your bow. If you're ranged, you just keep pumping as normal. Hopefully you won't have to move too much to avoid it. Now, once Bone Storm is about to end, you want to be ready to move in melee range as soon as possible and continue damaging. Once again, running for even a second can cost you 10,000 damage. But then again, being dead also ruins your parse, so run in, be fast, but don't move in too early. Overall, Lord Marrowgar is a very RNG heavy fight when it comes to parsing. If you get spiked twice, your parse is gone. If you never get spiked, almost never have to move for Bone Storm, and you're able to cleave down the spikes, you will get a good parse. So just play your rotation as good as you can, get the spikes down as fast as possible, and hope that the RNG takes care of the rest. That was all for Lord Marrowgar. Make sure to like and subscribe to not miss the other videos on how to parse and pump in ICC. I'll be back with another video, and until then, see ya.